welcome to UC Today. I'm Tom Wright and I'm delighted to be joined by Kyle from CallCabinet. How's it going, Kyle? It's great to have you.
Hey, Tom, thanks. Great to join you today.
Yeah, we've got really interesting discussion as well. We're going to be looking at compliant call recording, some of the challenges and opportunities businesses are facing. But perhaps to start with, you could give us just a quick overview of CallCabinet and your role in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Call Cabinet was founded in 2012, and we've been a compliant call recording provider for some time, a leading provider, should I say, across the globe. But we also do call and conversation analytics as well. So the analyzing of the call data and the conversations and providing valuable business insights for companies. So my role in the company, Tom, I lead sales in Americas for channel. So that's my role.
Great. So to set the scene for the conversation then, I wonder if you could start by just talking through some of the biggest challenges that organizations are really grappling with when it comes to compliant call recording.
Compliance is a really big deal, and why is it important for a lot of the companies and organizations that we work with is because of the massive amount of regulations, whether it's industry regulations or governmental regulations that are placed on many of these companies to be able to record their customer conversations for various different reasons. And it's a real challenge for a lot of these companies to do it because of the disparate systems that they're on, and also some of the legacy systems that don't allow for a lot of the enhanced capabilities that are in the market today. And so compliance is a big deal. A lot of these companies can be fined if they're not compliant. And so the cost of non-compliance can be really great for a lot of these companies. And that's what we help them to do, is to maintain compliancy. I'll say, Tom, when you look at in Europe with GDPR and you look in Americas with Dodd-Frank and all the different types of regulations out there that are, that the companies are facing, it's really important that they're compliant, right? To avoid fines and to make sure that they're compliant. And that's what we help companies to do, is to maintain that compliancy.
And I'd imagine that there's another layer of complexity for organizations using more than one platform, particularly large enterprises. So I wonder if you could just talk through what you're seeing in the market there in terms of using more than one platform and the challenges that specifically throws up.
Tom, that's a really great question, because that's what we see every single day is most organizations don't just have one communications platform. They may be using calling on one platform or maybe multiple platforms. They may have multiple contact center applications as well, and in meeting platforms. And so that is a real issue for companies because their communications data is really siloed. And so one of the things that we help to do is to really pull that data together in a single pane of glass, which is something that no other provider out there can do today. So being able to pull in that data so they can actually analyze the data in one place, but also ensure compliancy. Because when it's in all these different silos, it's tough to capture, but also it's tough to analyze that data. And so we have the ability to capture conversations from calling platforms, from contact center platforms, all the leading platforms out there, as well as the meetings platform, to be able to ingest all of those conversations and do the analytics and AI that we need to do to ensure that not only companies are maintaining compliance, but they get great business insights from those conversations. And I'll say, Tom, that a lot of times what we've seen is that organizations are recording because they have to, right, to maintain compliance. But what we're seeing a trend of is that companies now understand that this is valuable conversational data that may just be put on the shelf. And so what we're hearing more and what we're touting more is that the cross-departmental or organizational use of that conversational data is really critical. And so being able to consolidate all those different communication platforms, of course, and have all those conversations captured is really critical. But then what do they do with that data? Well, what we're hearing is, HR is able to use it for different types of interview or different types of employee engagements. We're hearing sales using it for different reasons on why are customers calling us, and also for sales training. And so, of course, the compliance officers want to use it to ensure that the company is compliant, and tracking those calls. But then we see legal's looking for, is there brand risk in our calls? So these are all things that it's really, really difficult to do when you have multiple conversation platforms or multiple communication platforms to be able to pull that together, because it is very, very siloed. And again, that's something that we help customers solve, that challenge of being able to pull in those multiple platforms and then do the analytics and AI around that. So, yeah.
That leads quite neatly onto my next question. Actually, you mentioned analytics, and also a minute or so ago, artificial intelligence is obviously impacting all areas of technology and probably every business. How is that kind of helping power analytics? And maybe you could go into a bit of detail about how it's influencing CallCabinet strategy.
Yeah, it's interesting, and just like what I just described, is these companies are really looking for deeper analysis of those conversations. And so the first part is capturing in those and pulling those together, right? And that's what we do very well. The second piece is how do we analyze that data that's meaningful for the organization or for their industry. And so one of the things that we're really focused on is meeting the customer where they're at, providing the type of analytics that was really important to their business through enhanced dashboards. And so one of the things that we have from a standard analytics platform that we provide today, out of the box, we provide dashboards for customers to really look at the things that I just described a minute ago. How is our customer interactions going? From a sentiment and tone analysis, are the customers happy? Are they do they have concerns? Being able to look in and drill into those calls immediately where there may be issues, right? Where customers aren't happy, where the sentiment is very low in a particular call, and being able to dig into that very quickly, but also do that in an automated way, Tom. I mean, a lot of customers out there have been used to scorecards and scoring certain calls and doing a random search of calls to say, hey, are my agents doing okay? Let me check into them. But it is just a more of a random search through calls, and you're only taking a subset of the calls. One of the things that through AI and what we're able to do is help companies score 100% of their calls, listen to 100% of those calls in an automated way, and to be able to present those insights to them to say, these are the calls that have challenges, right? Where you may need to train your individuals, or there may be upset customers that we need to address. And so being able to score 100% of the calls, to listen to 100% of the calls, is now capable through a platform like ours to be able to utilize AI for that. So that's a real big deal for customers. The other thing, Tom, through the enhanced AI and those conversations, compliance again is bread and butter for us, and it's table stakes for a lot of these organizations. And so through enhanced AI, we also have the ability to listen to those conversations and redact using AI very important information that may need to be redacted out of calls. So I'll give you an example. For financial or for retail, redacting credit card information, right, is really important. They don't want to show the credit card information, whether it's in a video screen or in the conversation. And so we have the ability to redact, key points out of conversations, whatever's important for that customer to redact, whether it's compliance reasons or other. And so our new ASR engine that we are utilizing today does have the ability to really do enhanced redaction. And so let me tell you what that means. If you look at, PII information, we can redact, unbelievable amounts of different types of content or subjects. From a healthcare perspective, we have the ability to redact very important information, whether it's a customer, ID or account number, of course, but also important patient information like medications, maybe diseases and things like that shouldn't really be out there in a public conversation to ensure that these customers and hospitals or clinics are able to ensure that they are HIPAA compliant. And so that's really critical. And so through the enhanced AI that we're utilizing, it really does help us to ensure that they're compliant, but also show customers new ways to be able to ensure compliancy. So we're really proud about that, and that's something that, again, with our ASR engine, we also have the ability to transcribe, of course, in 37 different languages today, and that's a really big deal for a lot of our clients, especially multinationals.
Well, it sounds like you're already doing a lot with AI, which is fantastic. But I wonder if to finish, we could look at, maybe you give us some clues or some hints about what we can expect to see from CallCabinet over the coming months. Because I expect there's a lot of AI stuff coming in the pipeline too.
Yes, there really is, and we utilize generative AI within our platform as well. So a lot of what we're doing now, and I had mentioned scoring of calls and listening to calls. It's really important that on these calls that may be questionable or calls that need to be digged into further. Having the quick ability to summarize those. So summarizations of calls and also looking for anomalies within those calls. I'd mentioned a little bit just about being able to plug into, is there business risk, is there brand risk in these calls, was there profanity used, things of that nature. We have the ability to summarize each of those conversations, and that's where we're going in the future, is taking that even a step further to make it easier for customers to be able to summarize or see the summary of those calls and put that into where they normally would be utilizing that data, right? And so think about it as taking the data that we have today and meeting them where they are, whether it's in their own CRM system, whatever system that they're using to track customer engagements and things of that nature. It's really critical to have those insights in where they want those insights to go. So that's what we're really looking at without revealing too much there, Tom. Insights is really critical in where we're going, but helping customers to and meet those customers where they're at with that data so they can make important business decisions and have the insights of where customers are going. So.
Well, thanks for giving us some clues, and perhaps we can speak again when some of those announcements come to fruition. But in the meantime, Carl, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for your time.
Yes. Great talking to you. And if anyone has any questions or wants to find out more info, they can go to www.callcabinet.com, and we'd be glad to talk with them. So thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, great. We'll make sure we put that link in the description as well. But thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a quick like and a share on social media. And we'll see you next time.